read. Dan, would you please read as you start? Today we're going
to look at a new type of equation, one with two different kinds of variables. We are going to look at how to solve for one of the variables such as x or y.
So as we continue, Matt.
Solving for y in certain equations is important because it makes it easier to
I would like you to put in the word graph. It makes it easier to graph. We are on page 30 if some of you aren't there. To graph an equation, which is our next unit, okay? So that's kind of where we're going to. We're going to be solving today for both y and x. That's going to be necessary in our future unit of linear systems. So this is really heavy algebra like we talked about. This is our first unit that we're going to have a final exam on, right? It's going to be this unit and the next two, because these are the biggest standards that we really need for you to understand as you finish 8th grade math. So this one says solve for y. What that means for you is I want you to circle y plus y divided by 3. This is what you need by itself. This is what I need by itself. Hunter, did you circle it? Circle it. I need to eliminate 5x. Luke, if I want to get rid of 5x on this side, what could I do? I don't want it to be there anymore. I need to subtract. So, what I want you to do is we're going to write this equation as 5x plus, what number's in front of y? There's a 1, so we're going to put 1y over 3 equals 2. We are going to subtract 5x on both sides. Now, can you actually take 2 and subtract 5x and get a number? No. So I want you to notice that when I put that, I didn't put it right below the 2. I put it kind of back farther. Why did I put it back further? Because 2 minus 5x, that's like taking my rulers up here and these calculators and saying, you know, I got 3 rulers and I have 5 calculators and I'm going to subtract it and make it into what? You can't, like, I do not have that superpower, and neither do you, to like morph these into -2 something or 2 of something, right? If I have 3 and 5, I can't just combine them and make them into something. So this is similar here. These are different things. So when I'm looking at this, I now have 1y divided by 3 equals 2 minus 5x. Those can't be combined. Write it down just like that on your paper. Now, one thing that we're often going to do is rewrite it and put the x term first. So if I have this same answer, 1y divided by 3, and I want to put the x term first, what does that look like, Bashir, if I want to write the x first instead of the 2? What would I put down?
2 divided by 2.
No, I don't want to do anything. I just want to rearrange these and put the x term first.
5x plus 2.
Negative 5x plus 2. Why not minus 2? Because there's a minus here. Why shouldn't I just keep it as a minus? Yeah.
Because originally the 2 was a positive and the 5 is a negative.
So when you think about this, the sign in front of this is a plus. It has to stay as a plus. The sign in front of this is really plus a -5. So that is the -5. So now I'm looking at the problem, Levi, and I have y divided by 3. And my solution, I want it to only be y equals. What do I have to do with each term if 3 is in my denominator? With our fractions, what did we just do to get rid of the denominator? Multiply everything by what's in my denominator here? 3. Now this denominator is 1 and this denominator is 1. But if I want to eliminate 3, I'm going to multiply by 3 over 1, right? That leaves me with y. And now I'm going to take the next one, -5x. And you see why I'm not using the x for multiplying, I'm using parentheses? Because I have an x in my problem here. And we're going to take 3 times -5, which leaves me with -15x. And now I'm going to take 2, and please put that times 3, and I'm going to use those parentheses. Some of you use dots. I'm okay with that, but we want to get away from using x, because this would have been -5x, x3, and get too many x's in there. So -15x plus 6. Okay? Because we have to take 3 times each thing. So negative 15x plus 6. Now, mistake some people will make is they'll put 5 here, and their mistake is they added, right? Sometimes they'll forget to multiply each thing. So when you're doing those, you just got to kind of be careful. Top of the next page. It says we're going to solve first for x, then for y. And actually, they're going to have us do the y first. So solving for y. I need to get this 1y by itself, so I'm going to circle it. That's what I want all alone. So I need to get rid of 3x. I'm not going to put it directly below the 4. I'm going to put it back behind the 4. And I will tell you that I will take this answer, 4 minus 3x. This would be correct. The answer that I like better, but that is correct, totally correct, is if you rewrite it and you put negative 3x plus 4. The reason I like this is in our next unit, we focus on 2 words in equations, slope and y-intercept as we graph. So when we do that, it's really important to put the x term first, then the number. But both of these are correct. This one, what should I be circling that I am solving for as I look at that? Rowan, what did it tell me to solve for in that second one? Solve for x. So I'm going to circle the 3x. That means I have to eliminate the y. So Grace, how do I get rid of y? Not 3x, just subtract the y. So we're getting the y, getting rid of the y. Which means on this side, I'm not going to do it right below the 4, but I'm going to put it back here, minus y. Okay? So I'm looking at mine. Aaron, I'm going to write 3x equals what? What do you have left on that side? 4 minus what? So I'm going to have 4 minus, and that's really 1y, right? So kind of to help us out. All right, so I'm looking at that one, and Kendall, I want to get x by itself. I don't want 3x. What are you going to do? What operation is here? So when you had this problem, you know, when you had 3x equals 17, in order to solve it, you divided both sides by 3, right? So now we still want to get x equals. That's our goal, x equals. So we're going to divide each thing by 3. Do not use your calculator for this. Leave these fractions. It's okay. Do not plug it in your calculator. Leave it as 4 divided by 3 minus 1y over 3. Now, sometimes you'll see it written this way. X equals 4/3 minus 1/3 y. Do you see that that's the same thing when we talked about how we've always moved the y to the numerator? These are the same, okay? You're going to leave your answer like that. You're done. Don't change it to 1 1/3. Don't change this to 0.3 repeating. Leave it, okay? So, we're going to do these next 2. I'm going to have you guys do some. I might have some of you coming up to the board to try and put these up. First thing, on the first 2 on the top, what should I be circling in that first equation as I'm looking at it, Audrey? 5y is what I want totally by itself. Remember, my goal at the end is to get y equals. On this one, when I think of circling the y here, I might want to rewrite that as 1y over 4 plus 3 equals negative 4x. I'm going to have you try to solve for the 5y on top. So I'm going to have you, keeping in mind that we're still trying to get y divided by 4, so we subtract 3. And so this is what I saw on people's paper. I saw y divided by 4, some of you like to put the 1 in there, equals, and you wrote down negative 4x minus 3. This is y divided by 4. So the opposite of dividing by 4 is to take everything and do what operation? Multiply by 4. I have to take this times 4. That's how they cancel. I have to take this one times 4, and I have to take this times 4. Now, I don't care if you put the 4 in front or behind it, right, in each one, but this is the only one that cancels. And this is left with y equals, and then Cameron, if I'm looking at that, I'm going to have y equals what? really close.
Ooh.
Not plus 12, but minus 12. Okay? So watching that negative in there. All right. So if you're starting me out, okay? Caitlin, what am I doing first in this one to get x by itself?
Adding x to both sides.
Add x to both sides. Would some of you have got to add x to both sides? Could we have subtracted 2y?
Yes.
Yes, but we're trying to solve for 1x, right? And since it's negative here, why not make it positive? 2y equals 8 plus x. I'm still trying to get this x by itself. Olivia, how do I get that x by itself? Minus 8. Now, some of you might write it below this, which is okay, but remember, you can't combine those. So it's 2y minus 8 equals x. Are we done? Did we find x? Yeah. This one's a little uglier, right? You got to use your properties, distributive property, right? So, Nolan, I'm going to be writing this as 14x plus 3. But if you were going to tell me with the distributive property, what would we get over here?
28 minus 4y.
Yeah. So now as I'm looking at that, Joel, I need to get my x by itself, and that's 14x. How do I do it? Not minusing 14. So on this side, I agree, we moved that x because we wanted to find 1x, and this was a negative. But this case, I just want to get this 14x by itself, just like up here we got the y's by itself. So what do I have to get rid of that's with 14x? I only want this here. I don't want plus 3. So we're going to minus 3. Where should I minus 3 from? The 4y or the 20? 20, right? So put it right below the 20. Those are like terms, right? We can combine those. 20 minus 3 is 17 minus 4y. This is an ugly one, isn't it? For the final answer. Last step as I'm looking at Jordan, I have 14x equals 17 minus 4y. What do I want to do to get 1x? Divide everything with 14. And that's why I said this is ugly, right? And so your answer, you're going to leave it as 17/14 plus, or actually we probably keep it as a minus. And 2 over 14, could you simplify it? Or 4 over 14, could you simplify it to 2 over 7? Yes, but I would be okay if you left it that way. But you might notice that they do this. They might put 2 7s y. So if it's a fraction that can be simplified, not rewritten as a mixed number, just simplified, they sometimes do this. I just want you to know I would have given you full credit if you leave 17/14 minus 4y over 14. That these answers, you don't have to simplify, but they are the same solution, right? So, your homework tonight, we're not going to look at this real world problem today. We'll look at that on Monday with your equations. Your homework tonight is 13a. So if you please turn to 13a.